Okay, so I want to talk about Mars in Leo in the sixth house because I talked about Moon in Leo in the sixth house, and I have my Mars there too. And it's just been on my mind a lot lately. It's almost been kind of like overpowering and overwhelming. And so I hope that you guys don't mind that I use this channel as an ability to learn more about myself and explore my own chart too, because that's kind of how I started this channel. I was just only talking about stuff that I had. I don't think I specifically mentioned that, and then I started getting requests. But anyway, if you have your Mars and Leo in the sixth house, and I'm going to talk about this again without talking about both Moon and Mars there at the same time. Just this. Hold on, I need some water. So basically, you are always going to be striving towards and trying to be the best person that you can be and a better person. Leo is like the identity, and it's a projection, and it's, you know how the sun hits everything and it kind of changes what it can be, and it gives it potential and life and everything like that. It's it's a lot on your shoulders to represent the sun. As a Leo, there's a lot expected out of you, and there's a lot of royalty attached to it. But basically, when you have your Mars in Leo, you're affecting every single part of your reality by the actions that you take. So that's a lot of responsibility. It's like on its own, and then when you throw it into the sixth house, like that's a lot of responsibility, and it's a lot of heavy weight. Because you know that you're just constantly giving off this thing, and the sixth house is your service and the work that you do for the world. And so you really need to act like yourself and be yourself, and that's an important thing to do. And you want to feel like you're doing a good job. Maybe that's my moon talking a little bit, but like Mars and Leo in the sixth just desperately, dedicatedly wants to be an amazing person. And it's gonna manifest differently in everyone, and we all need to learn how to love ourselves, honestly. It's a struggle, but oh my god. But sorry, that was a little too real for me, and but when you have Mars and Leo in the sixth house, like, it's going to manifest differently for each person. Whatever they believe, and their integrity and their gut feeling, like, okay, this is a good person. Because the sixth house can add analytics and objections and logic and criticism to Mars, which isn't normally there, and to Leo. So you are able to make incredibly calculated decisions. And you're going to be able to conceptualize, like I said, a self-concept that you feel good about, that you feel okay with, that once you achieve that goal, you're going to feel satisfied. But Virgo and Capricorn both have this energy where it's like you can never feel satisfied. Like there's this nervous energy that keeps pushing you forward and pushing you forward. And Capricorn, on its last breath, when it gets to the top of that mountain, it's just like, whew. But until it's at that point, it won't exhale. Like, it's crazy. And Virgo doesn't really get to the top of the mountain. And it's just kind of stuck in this constant energy. But it's so helpful. Like, that energy is good, and we need that. It's like when the earth is shifting and crusts are moving, and the geophysical properties of the earth are just changing on a fundamental level all the time, and it's not necessarily like a pleasant process for like the animals and the wilderness and the wildlife and maybe even the earth herself. But it's so necessary, and it creates things, and it fixes things, and it balances things. And Virgo is there to do that, whether you want it to be or not. It is an infinite service to the divine. And when you can like accept that in your heart, I think that's when you can breathe. As a Virgo. But sorry, I'm talking about all these elements separately because then I think it paints a better picture when you put all of them together. And they're all influencing each other, and everyone's chart is like each zodiac sign's a different color, and it's all like a painting. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm going deeper in these videos because I have to. I want to expand this channel. I have 300 people following me. I had 100 people following me like a month ago. That's crazy. Not crazy. I don't like that word. I'm sorry. But that's just wild. Like, it's just growing. It's expanding, and that's really exciting for me. This is like my life's purpose, but I need a lot of support, and I don't really know how to do that. But I can learn how to do that, and I can learn how to love myself, and I can learn how to accept support from other people. Because Mars and Leo in the 6th is like, they want to do everything themselves. They don't want help from other people, and they're really, really stubborn. Like, as much as there's that service and humble side about them, like, they will destroy anything and everything just because, like, they need to get something done in a really specific way. And when you get in arguments with other people, because that's what your Mars rules, and you have this placement, like, it's always going to be about really nitpicky details. Like, one tiny word cluster. Like, they could say a whole thing to you, and one sentence, like, the Virgo part will pick it out and analyze it, and you'll just use that to, like, attack yourself in your mind, and then you just go crazy, and then you defend your pride and, like, pick apart the other person. It's ridiculous. Mars and Leo is not fun in a fight. I know that. It's pretty aggressive and dominating when it's really, really unbalanced. But when it's balanced, like, Mars and Leo doesn't really get angry because there's no reason to be angry because everything's fine. You know what I mean? Wow. Do you guys think I should edit these? Like, is it a good flow? I don't watch any of these. I just record them like freestyle and I upload them because when I start to like look at my own art, I don't think I'm ready for that yet. And I also don't think it's that productive because I already have said all these words, so I don't necessarily need to hear them. Just want to keep going. So feedback is something that I really need, you guys. Like, tell me what you like, what you don't like. What you want from me, what you don't want from me. Like, feel free to explain that to me because it's hard for me to understand. And Mars and Leo in the 6th house, like, I'm constantly just trying to understand myself. I'm trying not to talk about just me and my experience. I want to talk about this in a more generalized way, but it's kind of bleeding into itself. I can't really control it because I just kind of channel these videos. Like, if I tell you I haven't actually studied astrology beyond like watching people's videos and intuitively, and like I looked up my own birth chart once and it all spiraled from there, and I just devoured like a lot of information like 3 or 4 years ago, and now I'm just at this point where it just flows through me if I tap into it, and I don't really know what to do with it, so I'm making videos out of it, and people seem to catch on to that, so yeah. I don't know, I feel like this video is a personal confession. I feel like sometimes Virgo is that, like, that confession booth energy. You know, it's depicted a lot only as a feminine sign, and I think that that's really a disservice to view any of the signs as only being a specific gender, because then when people try to imagine Virgo men, it's confusing for them. But anyway, just the image of, like, someone sitting in a booth and you're giving your confessions, and, like, they're allowed to hear you because they're a Virgo. Like, it's okay. There's this level of like sanctity and purity that the 6th house provides, and when your Mars is in here, you really don't want to do anything wrong. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to hurt anyone or cause any problems, and it can drive you really wild sometimes, like internally, emotionally. So yeah. I feel like I'm getting way too off tangent on this video. These are really specific and they're in my chart, so it's really hard for me to get like a lot of accuracy. It's cool when people give requests because most of the time it's stuff that I've never thought about before. And it's not even influenced at all by my ego. It's just straight up channeled, which is nice. But here's a bunch of ego channeling because it's Leo. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like better than I was. Not that anyone knew how I was feeling or anything, but sometimes I really doubt myself, and I'm learning that this part of my birth chart is a lot of where that's coming from. And so now that I know like where I'm suffering, it's so much easier for me to target it and pinpoint it and heal it and like grow and move on with my life, which is nice. Maybe Jupiter and Scorpio is helping a little bit with that, like just diving deep into shit and shining some light on it. Anyway, I don't even know what to call this video at this point. It's definitely that Leo Mars 6 energy, but I'm doing something different, I think, at this point. And I'm getting a new camera. Thank you guys for putting up with me. I know that this quality is horrible, and I put filters on it just because it's horrible. And I feel like it makes it better, a little bit more fun. You don't even need to watch my face. You can just listen to these. Doesn't really make a difference. But I'm getting a new camera, and I want to do, like, I think I can bring you with me. Okay, this is cool. Too dark. Well, this is my bearded dragon and a space heater and 2 snakes. I don't know if you can see this. This is a whiteboard. Nah, this is too dark in here. But I got a whiteboard, and I'm gonna hang it up, like, on the back of me and get, like, the camera on a tripod, and, like, I have this whole thing figured out. It'll happen in January at some point. The elements are piecing themselves together. So that's just an update if you wanted an update. And I would really love it if you guys check out my forecasts. I don't know. That would just be cool. And I'm working on a website, and that's pretty cool. I feel like I should give more. If I'm asking for people to support me, I want to give more stuff. I just want to know like what it is I'm supposed to give, and I will do it. Like I want to. My Mars and my Virgo in the 6th is this video right now, and so it's just like the now moment. And it's kind of tripping me out, to be honest. So, wow. Okay, yeah. Peace.